now we can see actually what happened when you do research in the internet, what all we are doing now on the YouTube channels. You can see now the tendency that people, they're practicing semen retention and the benefits of that. Yeah, for me this is nothing new. I do that more than 30 years actually. Yeah, because when you practice your Kung Fu and you practice the Qigong set of 30 days or even 100 days, when you practice the Xiaozhuotian, the small microcosmical orbit circle, this is how they translate that in English, I will call that Xiaozhuotian. Semen retention is a must. You need to do that. Because the benefits of that is not only clearly thinking, have a totally different focused mind and a body which is much more powerful, okay? It brings you to a different kind of stage of mind, I would say. State of mind, sorry. You can think clearly. You can think clearly, you make decisions, not only by emotions. No, you use your mind and your emotional, so the IQ and the EQ, what we call actually Shin and Yi, to make the correct decisions and not only act by your situation and your will, I will say that. Yeah? It will also have a benefit that you can create a kind of energy that is actually a potent energy. If you, for example, do the 100 days of semen retention, it means that 100 days you don't touch your penis, or even you let somebody touch, or even you don't use it actually. Okay, the difficult part will be the first 12 to 14 days. After 12 to 14 days, the libido will balance himself. The will to have sexual intercourse will drop down to a level where you're totally calm and you're in a state that is, you don't need to think even on that. Okay, but the beginning of your semen retention, I will say, or even the Qigong, where you practice also the powerful stuff, no? The beginning 2 weeks, I tell you, is the most difficult ones, because all the testosterone, what is in your body, you boost it up when you do the fighting Qigong, because you need this kind of power, this kind of force in yourself, I would say the animal, or even the
primal.
Yeah, this kind of devastating power. You need this when you practice warrior Qigong, and the first 2 weeks are the most difficult ones. So most people, when they start to train Qigong, they can't go through the first 2 weeks, okay? Because it's difficult. This is also a mind exercise. Which is stronger, your mind or the animal below? Okay, and we always need to control our sexes. This is very important. Yeah? Not control, but we need to handle that. We need to lead it in the correct way, I would say. There's nothing we need to control. We only can lead it in a healthy way. Yeah. The point is, when you train the Xiaozhuotian, Xiaozhuotian starts from 30 days up to 100 days, up to 3 years. Okay, when you practice these kind of things, Xiaozhuotian, I repeat again, is the small orbital microcosmic circle, how they call this in the Western world. We call this Xiaozhuotian. You will develop totally different kind of energy. This is only for my example. You will develop a totally different kind of energy in your body, and also you can use that energy to also boost up your martial arts skill. Your martial arts skill, if you're a painter, you will have a totally different approach to your art. If you are a handicraft artist, you will totally, I tell you, it is a totally different thing. You have a totally different approach, and also you reflect totally different energy. You will create a radiance around you, which attract positivity from people. okay? Because there is, after a while, really, I will say, a connection between you and the heaven, okay? This is for no doubt. And if you're lucky and you practice this for a longer term, then really you can have this kind of spiritual enlightenment. Yeah, whatever it does mean. Okay, but you will have a totally different approach to every situation in life. Maybe this is a kind of spiritual enlightenment. Your thinking pattern starts already to be different than the normal person. I will say not different in a psychotic way. It will be much more logic, okay, and in a friendly way, I will say that. Not in a kind of psychotic way where you totally, I love you and I love you here. Yeah, I love myself too. Okay, yeah. But this is a totally different thing between the esoteric part, which are already totally going down the hill. Okay, because we have a lot of people there. They're very, very close to be psychotic. No, this is. And they live in a kind of world which is totally absurd. You know? We don't want to do that. We want to be very clear and logic, and Qigong, Neigong exercises or the Xiao Zhou Tian will help you to lead yourself to a different state of mind too. The semen retention in that, it is like it will build up in your body as energy. Yeah, semen can build up in your body as energy, and this energy can, as people describe that, becomes a kind of thicker fluid which can travel to the marrow on your bones, which makes your body much more heavier. Your arms become heavier, your muscle will be stay how it is, but your bone and the marrow will be changed, and that's why it's called washing bone marrow exercises, the Shi Sui Jing, where you actually, when you train these kind of things, you do the 100 days Qigong or Neigong, and you also need to massage your, I will say, your private part, to keep that still alive, because you don't want to practice Qigong for 100 days, and then when you face your wife, your partner, whatever, no, then you have erectile dysfunction. Okay, this is also what happened around the world. People are training very hard until they reach the point where they can't have an erection anymore. They need to relearn to have an erection. And this can lead, actually, when you practice in the wrong way, to erectile dysfunction, which is curable or preventable when you practice these kind of Xiao Zhou Tian exercises. But this, I will come to the next project when we do the 64 breathing techniques, where we practice and also learn much more about the Xiao Zhou Tian, the small orbital microcosmic circle, and what we also need to add in these kind of exercises, which includes also massaging the testicles and the penis.
And it's very interesting that you actually create also, I think, heat just because you use muscles just inside of your body, and this is, I think, it makes it pretty interesting.
That's why it's called internal martial art. It's internal.
Yes.
Yi Su Yi Zhang, Yi Xi Yi Hu, Yi Yang Yi Yin, Wan Zhen Yin Yang Shan He. What does that mean? This is an exercise for 100 days. It is actually a tremendous task. 100 days, your cells can be changed. So you will have a different skin, you will have a different kind, everything will be a little bit changed. You can still keep the blood flow where it belongs, and you can still train your Neigong Qigong. This is a mission, actually, a task. that, and then when you open it, it will rush and it can break walls. Upward. We have the balance of yin yang. Maybe we already have different kind of Qigong practitioners. They only need this kind of salt in the soup, the right amount, and they will say, thank you, this is for what I'm waiting all these years. And then they will develop their martial art.